The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everybody, my name's Donald O'Neill and I'm the marketing manager for Clonwilliam Health, and with me today I have Ronan Leonard, our practice support team lead for Helix Practice Manager.
Hi, Donald.
Hi Ronan, how's it going? Today we're just going to Ronan's going to run through a demonstration of the new functionality that's contained in the latest release for HPM. As usual, we will take any questions that you have at the end, so if you do have any questions, please just click on the questions panel on the right hand side. There should be a little toolbar on the right hand side of your screen. If you click questions there, you're able to type in your questions. It'll come directly through to me and I'll put them to Ronan at the end. And look, we're going to try and keep this short and sweet because it's a Friday and the sun is shining. But without further ado, I'm going to pass the control panel over to Ronan here, and he's going to take you through.
Thanks, Donald. Okay, so today it'll just be a short enough webinar just on the latest release of the product and just on sort of a couple of new features. There's a few additions to the software that I just wanted you all to be aware of, just as there might be some queries on them. As always, the location for the release notes will be here. Latest release notes, should you need to check anything or need any additional information. Okay, so the first thing we'll look at, Donald, is health mail attachments. So most users will know that most doctors now have health mail accounts, and you'll be kind of receiving patient information back and forth through your health mail email address. Now, I know that some people have this configured within Helix Practice Manager before, for differing reasons. Some doctors don't. And sometimes when they get documents, they need to save attachments out on the desktop, and then they need to go back in and open HPM and import the documents back in. And it can be a bit of a drag. So what we've introduced is a way that you can actually attach your health mail account to the document import section in the patient's chart. So I'll show you what I mean here. So if I go into Test John and we go into Documents and then into the Documents tab, you see this normally just said import, but there's a little drop down here now, Donald, that says attach health mail. Now, the first time you do this, it's going to pop up and it's going to look for the credentials. So if you look here, it needs this is just your health mail username and your health mail password. So I'm just going to type in the test one that we have here. And I hope I get this password right. 8.
Maybe don't say the password out loud, Ron.
That was a test. And now we'll see. It should open up. And there you go. Now you can see these are just emails, these are just test emails, but what this does is it will actually show your emails. You can see, Donald, you have a filter date. It will bring in a month by default. It's not going to bring in every single health mail email you ever got. You can search in the from field and you can search in the subject field as well. And the idea here is that you can pick an email that came in the last few days that you know has an attachment in it, and you can just highlight it and hit select. That's not going to bring the email in, it's just going to bring in the attachment.
Okay.
So if I hit select, and you get a pop-up and you give it whatever name you want, it will give it the title of the image.
Sure.
You can change that if you want and just click OK. And then that will appear.
Brilliant.
And you can open it up. So what that saves, it saves you actually having your health mail open, opening the email, saving out the attachment to your desktop, then going back in, clicking on import, browsing to the file on the desktop and importing it in. You know, it's just, it saves a few clicks, you know.
That's really handy, yeah. And
it's a pretty handy one.
And Ronan, that's set up by default, so you just need to log in with your health mail username and password, and that's it. Okay.
And be aware as well that this is user specific. It's not machine specific. So if you're logged in as a certain user, these credentials are held against your user. So if you go to another machine and log in as your user, they'll still work.
Okay.
But if somebody else logs in on the same machine, they'll need to add the credentials again. So
I get you.
Aware.
Yeah.
All right.
That's great.
So that's that one there. The second thing I wanted to show was around e-referrals. Now, the reason I wanted to show this is just there's been a change to the way sort of e-referrals look when you're actually adding them first, and I just wanted people to be aware just in case. So if I go into documents and e-referrals, electronic referrals, you'll see now there's a big difference here. So now there's no drop down here to select the actual type of referral at all, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If I have a screenshot of the original view, it's just so it might be hard for people to remember if they're just looking at this in a demo. So I have a screenshot of the previous view, that's what it looked like.
Okay.
Okay, you clicked on this drop down and you could select whatever kind of referral it was. And then after that, you got a pop-up to select the hospital and all that kind of thing. So the way it works now, I think it's actually a bit neater and it makes a bit more sense. There's nothing here. You just click on add and you get your pop-up here to select the hospital first. So you select your public or private,
Mm-hmm.
and say I select, and you select, and then when you click OK, give it a second now, it's talking to HealthLink. Also, while I'm here, I know people have seen this before and they might think it's an error message. It's actually not. What it is this is the first time that this patient has ever sent a referral to HealthLink. And what it's trying to do, Donald, is trying to find this person's HealthLink number,
Mm-hmm.
The MRN, and there isn't one. So what it's doing is it's just saying it's assigning this number as pre-selected, but it can be edited or changed.
Okay.
So you just click OK on that. And as you can see here, then these are all, you can't change these.
Okay.
All right. So it's actually, for me, I think it's actually it's sort of a cleaner way of doing things, but it's just, it's a bit different to the way it looks currently. So it's just if somebody was to come in and sort of do referrals and they might say, where is the drop down gone?
Sure.
It's not gone anywhere. It's just,
it's
just been streamlined. It makes a bit more sense to do it this way, we think, you know. So.
Yeah. And
based on feedback we got as well, like that it was,
okay.
you were kind of selecting things twice, you know.
Yeah.
So you just get all the selecting out of the way here and then kind of.
And the key really is just, select it there and then you're done. You know, you can't change it after that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So while I'm in here, actually, I'm going to add another one. I wanted to just show you here. Bear with me. If I select, I'll select Cork again. And I'll just select cardiology. I'll see, does it appear here? Bear with me. Yeah, so this is another new feature here. So when you're selecting certain referrals as well, you're going to get an average wait time here.
Okay.
If it's public. So it will actually load up the average wait time for this hospital, for this referral. So this will give the patient and the doctor an idea of how long they're going to be waiting.
Okay, and where is that being pulled from? That's from HealthLink directly, is it?
Yeah, it's coming back from HealthLink, exactly. Yeah, I think it's coming from the hospital to HealthLink to us, you know. So.
Sure. Excellent.
Right.
That's useful.
So that's just a new thing there. A few other things, we've changed the icon. We haven't changed the icons. We've just added some graphic here. We've actually changed this. This was called electronic ordering. It's now called radiology order because that's what it is.
Okay.
And we've added some icons here. So I can go through the radiology order again. I think we probably have a bit of time. So
yeah, fire away.
It again. So I select radiology order. Click on add. And we'll select private, and we'll just select any one of these. Again, it's giving us that message again. It's always going to be radiology order, and just click next. The main screen we're concerned with is this one. This is for medical card patients, which was covered in the last webinar as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing you do is just enter your clinical details here, and then simply tick whatever you need to do here, and click on review order. And once you're happy with the order, you just click on commit order, and that will actually send it to video.
Great.
Okay. Other than that, it'd be a fairly quick one this time around. But I just wanted to make sure that the electronic referrals and the health mail was covered, just so that people was aware it was there.
No problem. Like,
And ready for any questions if there is any.
yeah, no questions as of yet. But look, if you do have one, pop it through to me quickly, and we can get through it. But I think, look, it was it was a short enough webinar, but it was a good summary in terms of little things, little additions that can help save you time or help save you clicks. And I suppose the that's exactly what we're trying to do here, is try and make everyone's use of the system a bit easier and a bit more straightforward. So as always, if anyone has any questions after this, please feel free to drop me a line. And sorry, I'm just seeing one has come in from Paula now. And sorry, just what HPM version is this, Ronan?
This is 3.6.2.0.
Okay, and if Paula hasn't got that, what should she do to get that version?
I'm in the process of rolling that out. We just went into general release in the last few days, so we're sending it out to a group of sites every night.
Okay, I get you. So and then sorry,
just go ahead.
If you were doing that just to check the version, you click on help and then about, is it?
Help and about.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So Paula, what I would say is if you do want to wonder if it has been updated, just do that. Click help and then click about and check the version. So it's 3.6.2. We've had another question in here, and it's just asking where is the confirmation of the sent e-referral stored?
So that comes in if I go into tasks and referral response manager, and they'll appear in here. Any responses will come back through HealthLink, and they will appear in here in the patient's chart. Or these would be in general, but in the patient's chart as well. If you go back in here, they'll actually be in documents. And if I go into electronic referral, they'll actually appear here. The status will be accepted, and then also be here in HL7 messages as well.
Okay, that's great. And then another question.
The main one I would use is this referral response manager, because it means you don't have to go into each patient. They will appear here on the left, and you can highlight there and view them there.
Okay, that's great. And another question here: can files be exported directly to HealthMail?
They can. What you can do, and this is what I mentioned at the start on, is that some practices would have their practice email configured to HealthMail, and that's fine. But you'll have practice health mails, and you'll also have individual GP health mails, and you'll also have practice email where you'll be emailing patients about appointments, etc., etc. And you know that you can only send a health mail email to another health mail email address.
Sure.
So for that reason, some practices don't want to set up their practice email to be health mail because they can't use it for other day-to-day things. So email configuration is obviously set up here. So you can put in all your health mail details there, and then in a patient's chart, you can just go into a document and click on email contact, and that will actually attach that document, and you would put in another health mail account.
Okay.
And a subject line, but this will only send if you've got a health mail account configured as your email within HPM.
Sure.
You may not always want to do that. It's a choice you can certainly make, So yeah, it is definitely doable anyway.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So I think that was all the questions, Ron. Thanks a million. That was really useful and really comprehensive. So look, without further ado, we'll wrap this up for today. I'll be adding this to YouTube later on this afternoon. So if anyone wants to watch it back, they can simply search for HPM Lunch and Learn webinars, and it'll be available on YouTube along with all of the other webinars that we've done to date. And again, big thanks to Ronan for running through everything, and thanks to you all for joining us today, and I hope everyone has a great Friday and enjoys the weekend ahead. Thanks very much, guys. Bye bye.
Thanks, Donald. Take it easy. Bye bye.